think we're going now. So welcome to the Booga Box live stream. It's a special Saturday stream. I'm working on the new inlay. Figured I was working along, getting it going. I figure I'd do some Saturdays on occasion, and it's been a rainy day, so I figured it's a good day to go ahead and do another live stream. Kind of planned on it in a way, but didn't know a time, and now we're getting to it. Just checking my stuff again. Thought I figured out how to. Oh yeah, I gotta do multiple steps now to share as myself instead of as my business. Slowly figuring it out. Other than I had to make it more difficult than it needed to be. Alright, I think we've done that. So, kind of going with the same view we did Thursday. I'm gonna kind of just jump in here in just a second and start working on it. Probably after tonight. I'll work on it today for the stream and a little bit more tonight, but I'll probably put it up for tomorrow so I can kind of prepare for Monday. See what I'm going to do for Monday. Well, we'll just kind of go ahead and get started on it here. Hoping I can get a time lapse of the first week. See how it's going to turn out. Hopefully it'll be alright. I've got about 12 hours of video. Time I cut out the stuff where I'm not actually mailing in it, I'm probably down to about 10 and a half to 11 hours of video that I can time lapse. We'll kind of play with that. But I hope everybody's having a good Saturday. It's kind of a blah Saturday here in Kansas City. And it's been blah week because I think we've been on cloudy and rainy for 7, 8 days, maybe 9 days now. I don't know, it's just, we had a peak of sun one day for about an hour, I think it was. And I'm ready for the rain to go away, that's for sure. But I hope wherever you all are, you're having a good Saturday. Hopefully it's sunny and you're out doing stuff, so you won't be able to necessarily watch this live, but you can watch it later. But probably, I mean, you might be able to figure out what this is by now. It's kind of getting to a point that I think if you've watched any, you know, Vicky, she already kind of picked it out because she kind of has watched the streams and knew what I was going to be doing. But by Thursday, I'm sure it'll have enough that most people will be able to pick it out if you're kind of any kind of thing. And as you can kind of see, it's going to be a portrait inlay, which it'll be my first portrait inlay. I've done several inlays that were just kind of graphics that weren't portrait styled, so those are a little bit easier to work with. Portraits, when you're using multiple colors, is a little more difficult. And we're hoping that this will come out pretty decent. I've already learned a few things that I will try on my next one. Things I can change up and hopefully make it better. Who knows though? I mean, you never know till you get done, because you gotta see the whole thing in its entirety before you can really tell. You can do all the prep work first and try to figure it out, but not all the times will that work out. So, on this more color. And if you were with us Thursday, whenever I get to a new color, you'll hear me get a little quiet as I'm doing my counts for everything. just to make sure I don't screw up anything. Well, like I was saying, it's a new style for me. Been something I've been wanting to do for a long time, really. I just kept putting it off because I was a little afraid to do it in a way. Because I was like, man, you spend all that time and money and have something that ain't gonna work. But I figure, well, the only way to learn is to do, so we're doing. And don't forget, if you have Twitch or YouTube, you can find us on both those. I live stream to all three places: Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Whenever I am streaming, most places will keep a video of it. I think YouTube, I finally figured it out where it's saving them now, and obviously Facebook kind of keeps them around. So you can go back, watch any of the other streams at any point in time too. Mondays we do the medium project night. Wednesdays we do a small project, something that we can hopefully finish up in the stream that night. Normally it's a bracelet. I'll probably be doing some keychains here at some point. I just been trying out some different weaves for bracelets that I haven't done yet, so it's kind of, Wednesday's been kind of my new night just to try something new. And we've created 4 or 5 new weaves so far on Wednesday nights. I've still got some pictures I need to post to some of them, and I think I've got next week's picked out already. Just working on trying to figure out what I want to do on Monday. I could go back to the jelly cube, but I'm hoping I can figure out, get my plan for a couple ties done tomorrow. And hopefully I've got the material. I should on one of the ties I want to do. I know I have enough, but I'm not sure about the other one. We'll have to kind of check that out. Or it could be the chessboard. Still looking at doing that. It'll be kind of, it's basically an inlay, but there's not a lot of, there's no picture or anything in it. It's just kind of a board, so I've made 2, 3 before, but they were with checker pieces, or checker pieces that I had made. Eventually I want to make chess pieces. I've kind of got a proof on my pawns. I just still need to work up the rest. So, I mean, you figure it out once and you can make up a bunch of pawns. That's all good. But to make up all the other pieces is going to take a little bit of time to figure those out, what I want to do for them. And then I just need to sit down and do them, kind of play. Haven't had a whole lot of playing time lately to try stuff like that, R&D time, just because I've been doing the inlays and doing more streaming. And I mean, I could do those on a stream, testing and stuff, but I mean, we could spend a couple hours and nothing be accomplished. So I don't know if I wanted to do that on a stream or not. Trying to make the streams have at least something that's getting done and worked on, and you can see a final of it. Okay, yeah, I'm streaming there. Okay, I was worried there for a second that it would stop streaming over there. And I figured tonight, today, this afternoon, whatever it is, I figured I would at least get an hour in of a stream. I didn't get none worked on this morning. I got a little bit of more, I don't know, probably 3 hours in yesterday, maybe maybe a little more. I know I got it all videoed, so it should be easy to tell how much I did win. Like I said, I've kind of gotten into a good habit on this one finally to get the video going every time I come over to give some work on it, even if it's 10-20 minutes here. Other times I do get more, but you know. Alright. Back to doing some counting here. It's supposed to be a X. Back counting out some rings so you do get a little quieter. Make sure I get the right counts. Every once in a while I'll stop and check back with the graphic and make sure my rings are at the right point where they should be. Changeover. Where's all those at? Yeah, I'm going to start making a file for those guys. Alright, that should be enough to finish up this. And the background color kind of changes from the lighter color to a slightly darker color for the bottom half of this picture on the background. And one reason why I did it because it was a little different. I could have gone with a solid background, but I've seen that before and they look good in a way, but I didn't want it to look like it was like, you know, a picture pulled out of a picture per se. I was trying to keep the whole picture with the background that was there. So it kind of throws it a little bit and makes it a little, you know, multicolored per se. But that's one of the things we got to see if it'll work or not. It's part of not having done a portrait style picture before, that we just had to try. No way of knowing if it was going to work unless we give it a try, right? So still learning the process of trying to get a picture portrait style down, so I figure by the time I'm actually done with the full project of what this is going to be, I should have a pretty good idea, because it's going to be quite large and using some rings and several different graphics. So we're just hoping this one comes out good enough that I figure can go right on into the next one. If not, I might need to take a little more time and do some redesigning. Still kind of playing with it. I got my idea for the next two pretty much done, unless I need to again work on the graphic because I don't like the way this one comes out. But we're hoping for the best. Not a big old blob, I hope. I don't think anybody would like to look at a big chainmail blob. Well, in a way, I guess the jelly cubes are kind of blobs, right? Those are kind of fun still. But the time that this will take, I'm thinking about 45-ish hours. Hoping a little bit sooner than that, but we'll see. Not counting any of the... You know, by the time I'm done, I'll probably have about another hour in just cleaning time. And it doesn't take very long to clean up a couple bags, and you don't spend much time physically doing it. Most of your time is waiting for them to dry and everything like that. So And that's still calculated into everything, but I haven't been doing video of that. I just kind of clean them up when I need them and get them in their containers in between times when I'm working. And I will have to do some reorganizing to this here shortly. So I get a few more rows in. We'll be into a different feature of the inlay, so I'll be using different colors more often than what I have been using. So we'll have to reorganize the desktop here a little bit and have it good and ready. But if the time-lapse comes out okay, I'll work on it tomorrow, maybe tonight. After the stream, I'm probably going to try to do the rest of tonight with more of a close-up camera of doing this that can be added to the time-lapse. I hate to do it in a way, because if it works out good the other way, and for some reason that one, a closer-up version, so I probably won't do it for too long. It might just be, maybe a couple hours. It'll be time-lapsed down to about 10 seconds. We'll see how it works. By the end of next weekend, I'll have a better idea if I want to do any more close-up time-lapse of it. We'll see. But I'm going to get the far-away view here that I've been doing since I started it and put it into a time-lapse and see how, if I can get 10 hours down to a minute and it look okay, I think we'll be good, because then, that'll give me about a 4 to 5 minute video by the time I'm done, which might be a little long, but for as long as you're doing this, I might be able to speed it up faster, who knows. I've played around with time-lapse a lot, but it's always different depending on the medium that you're capturing. And since I have never tried it with doing a chainmail piece, who knows? I'm sure you won't be able to see me putting in individual rings, because they'll go by so fast. Just unsure of actually what it will look like when we're done. Till we do it. If it works out alright, I'll try to do it more often with some of the bigger things. And if it doesn't work out, then I won't have to worry about videoing it for time-lapse anymore, I guess. For future projects. Is I was trying to with the Chiefs flag, but I kept forgetting to turn on the camera. For my Chiefs jersey, I did a semi-time-lapse. It was taking a picture about every 3 or 4 rows, I think it was, and I was taking a picture and then put it together. And you can kind of see it, but it'd be a little different if it can have movement, I guess, instead of just being a static picture. That one came out okay. It's on Facebook and YouTube too. You can go back and watch it, but I wasn't really set up to do any videoing at that point in time like I am now. So alright, on to, that was row 24, so I believe that's a quarter of the way, because I got 96 rows overall. So we're on to number 25. Alright, so yeah, I'm going to have to do a little bit of rearranging real quick here. Alright, we need to pull this guy up over here. We're going to use more view now. New view. Let's go ahead and get a few more blanks out here, because now we're going to start getting into some blues and sky blues. Now I'm going to throw in a few matte blues too, just to play. And this guy's going to move here. Yeah, that's one I'm going to have to definitely get some more done here, since I hadn't needed any of them yet till now, but now we're going to start using quite a few of them, so a little bit of a change over here. some singles. Alright, don't make me just pull you apart, I can see. Got too many of them doubled up here. Look at the picture right here real quick. They got me putting in one. Yeah, we're gonna do champagne. I have been making minor adjustments as I go. There's a few colors that I'm changing. Just because, like I was saying yesterday or Thursday, when you're changing it up, it gives you certain colors, and sometimes I just like adjusting it. Normally don't have as many adjustments I have to make in other ones, but in this, there have been a few areas that I wanted to just kind of change up. I think it's going to make it look better when it's done. There, because then we start with a bigger chunk of the same color, so we'll kind of get these going. Hey David, sorry I just caught your thing. Looks good so far, thank you. You probably know what it is too. In a way. David was he kind of helped me with the Chiefs jersey. I was going to work on it. He definitely helped with speeding up my time and getting it done. That was for sure, just because I knew it was going to take me a lot longer to do a lot of stuff. And he's helped a lot on my inlays. Just thoughts, ideas, things he's done. He was kind of the, there are a few others, Tony, that have done stuff, and I've watched their stuff and just read, but David I actually sent messages to, and helped out a couple years ago, and, still today I'll send something to him, what do you think of this? How did you do that? Type thing. Always willing to help, so I gotta thank you, David. I don't think you're here anymore, but I wasn't looking at my things while I was doing my counts, so I had no idea I had a post. And I just start jabbering and looking down here at the rings. I kind of, like I always said, I wish there was little dingers to let you know when there's a new post that pops up so you could see it sooner. Most of the time I catch it within a couple minutes though, so it's not too bad. But the more I look, the longer it takes me to work on what I'm working on. So it's like, could be a happy trade-off in a way, but I am kind of worried if I started getting a bunch of people in here, I'd be spending so much time looking at comments and talking to comments that I wouldn't get much work done. I'd have to do it in little increments, I guess. If we do ever have that problem, which I guess could be a good problem, I'll figure it out. But for now, if I don't say anything right off when you post something, I'm sorry. And hopefully I'll catch it soon enough. definitely do enjoy doing the inlays. I know they're not gonna be big sellers, but I do enjoy doing them. Maybe someday I'll get enough I can do an exhibit of chainmail inlay pictures. Have a little showing of them all. Other than that, they will all be at any of our events. I'll be definitely taking these. My jersey, and I still need to build. I got the wood, I just never have built the display for it. I was like, oh, do I want to wear it? Do I want to display it? And I was like, well, it'd probably be better to display it, just because so people can feel it a little bit easier than if it's on my person. Who knows what I might be doing? I can stand there and still talk about it, but so I figure I'll make a small display to hold it, and then these I can hang up off the back and whatnot, and I'll probably have to figure out a little something to give it a backing since it would be in mid-air. I think I mean, who knows, it might look okay just being in mid-air with nothing behind it, but I imagine some type of just flat color behind it will help, so especially if it's outside. Inside not so much, but in the outside event, could get some bleed through that will throw it off, so I figure I need to make some type of backing that it can sit on, just so you can view it easier. But on a wall, I think it'd be fine. Should be fine. And I've got another one of these that I did that was really large. I think its total ring count was 29,000, almost 30,000. And then I was just, by the time I got done, I was like, yeah, that's kind of a lot and big. If I want to make my plan to do the bigger item overall, and I was like, for that's just one. I've got 5 that need to be about same sizes. That was going to be crazy and huge, so I had to tweak it down a little bit, and the smaller you get, the harder it is to make it look good. I could go with smaller rings, but then I'll end up using more rings and more time to make something that's smaller, but it would look better. Just more detail. So there's always the trade-off there you have to kind of think about. And how do you want to do it? 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. Five of these. 2. 3, 4, 5. And then we get into those. Let me check here. If everything works out the way it should, we're going to put in this first thing here, and that's where we should come to a close, and I won't have to double check my picture again. And then I'll put in the stopper red, because there's quite a few reds right here. So we'll continue and get to that point. Hopefully their ring counts come out good, and then if everything's good, I'll get on into the red. And we'll definitely Where are we at here? 30 minutes in. Oh yeah, we'll easily finish this row. Take a little longer because I've double checked and, you know, I'm talking streaming instead of just going and weaving. Sometimes I can get them just to tweak just enough with my fingers. Other times I got to pull back off and get the pliers back at it. Just kind of depends. Sometimes they're real close where I can just do minor tweaks with the fingers. Other times I got to make bigger moves. So. And sometimes you can hit right on. I like the rings that close up real quick and nice and are nice and tight. Those are always fun rings. You're like, why can't every ring be like that? The humidity's a little thickish, and seems like there's some type of pollen or something in the air. It's been making me kind of sneeze a lot today. Got a little cleared up. I got the door closed there while it was raining earlier. Still trying to get into the habit of Boomer not being here. I'm still doing things that were things that I did just for him daily. And I'm like, oh yeah, I don't have to do this. Been kind of a bummer. Whenever something does come up like that, it's like, it makes that reminder, but you know. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we should be right on the red. And I still got the marble and the buzz that like to go out, but Buzz, he's definitely been a little different the last 4 or 5 days. He's been spending more time with me, following me around a little more often than he did before. Yeah, he's been laying down with me to go to sleep, which is highly unusual in the 10 years. He'll sleep at the foot of the bed or something, but he's never really come up. And here the past few days, he's been getting on me and sleeping on my side when I'm laying down sleeping, or curling up right around my belly, chest area. Something he's never really done. I mean, Boomer never did that either, but in the last few days, he's just been, you know, I think Marvel's finally realized that she doesn't have her play friend anymore. She's been definitely bummed about that. She's trying to figure out her new style, what to do every day instead of doing what she would normally do. Alright, so we ended right where we should have. Let's see here. And this is the one we're on. So, alright, either that or that, we need to make a change. So, with that first, I guess. Put them down here. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Is it 15? No, 16. So 16. Actually, alright. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. Let me double check. 24, so. That's where we're at, 24. They had me on the picture and graphic, they wanted to throw in some orange on this, and I'm like, I don't like... I left in a few oranges where they called for it, but in this particular spot, I'm like, I don't want no orange in this, so this is another area that I'm making changes to. Kind of what happens when you downgrade your graphic and it gets more pixelated, because basically you're working with a graphic, you gotta work down to the size that you need, and basically one ring is 1 pixel. So the overall graphic I made, and if this is 110 rings wide, it's 110 pixels is the graphic, which is not very big per graphic, so you lose a lot of detail once you do that. And so that's why, you know, sometimes it'll throw that off when you downgrade that. It kind of changes color sometimes to try to compensate, and then when you're trying to recompensate for using rings, it changes everything up again. So I had to leave certain colors in it. I could remove certain colors and it would pick the next closest, and basically that's what you're doing. You're going down from, you know, several thousand different colors down to a limited count of colors, so that also changes it up. So we're using 13 total colors on this. I guess really 12 total colors. I decided to change up a little bit of my blue color and use a matte and a gloss. So hopefully it works out alright. We'll see what happens. But so really I guess it's the same color. It'll be blue, but I'm just using 2 versions of blue. Try to set one side up from the other a little differently. Try to give it the 3D effect the best I can with chain. Well, like I said, we won't make this too long today. We're going to go at least an hour. We're about 40 minutes in already, it looks like, so we might go a little longer than that, but I want to do kind of a quick one today now that there's more getting done on it, and you kind of see a little more to it. By Thursday, I'm sure you'll start seeing much more of it, and I'll probably go ahead and announce what it is, because I'm sure by then it'll be somewhat noticeable and pick-outable. Plus, I just want to get the name out there, so, you know, if somebody's like, oh, well, maybe I want to watch that one, they'll start showing up. And I mean, it could have taken a couple months if I was just to do it on Thursdays, but I'm working on it, you know, quite a few other times, so we'll get it done a lot quicker than that. That's why I'm thinking I've already got to kind of get the plans for the next one almost finalized, so that I can get stuff ready for it. Or we could run a few days or a few weeks where I'm waiting on supplies for a large project. But I could pick out something else to do for a little bit of time, kind of like I did with the jar. And I did get the jar finished. I did forget to show that again Thursday. I didn't show that, because I ended up finishing up after the last Thursday and then showed it on Monday. And I did get the jar cover done. Came out pretty good. A few little things I would have changed on it if I was to do it again, but it's about like everything. I'm never 100% happy with anything I do for the most part. I'm always thinking, yeah, I could have done a little better here, you did that a little different there. Stuff like that all the time. Well, I think after these reds, I'm going to stand up real quick and get a drink, stretch the legs. I've been sitting here pretty good for the last 40-ish minutes. So I need to try to find another chair and get a little more comfy in whenever I'm sitting down doing the streams. If I'm not doing the streams or recording, I normally don't have any problems just because I'll stand and sit differently, but doing the streams I got to make sure I'm sitting, staying in a certain area to try to make sure it can get recorded, etc. So, alright, let me grab a drink, get a quick stand here, check my chat, see if I got anything else going on anywhere. Looks like I might have a few people watching in a couple different places, so glad you're here. Check out any of our old videos too. Oh, alrighty. Let's see here. We did up to that one. So, we're going that way. Twos. I figure I'll stand up here and stretch out the legs by doing my rings for ring count for the next part. Before I take another sit down. There's right there. We need 12. Alright. On to the next little section. Color. Where we at? 15. Yeah, this won't take too much longer, then we'll get into the end of this row. So we'll definitely finish up this row and then we'll probably call it quits for today's stream. I'll probably get in, you know, it's still pretty early today, so I'll probably end up getting in at least another hour and a half, 2 hours by the time the night's done, if not more. But like I said, I'm going to change up the camera view for a few hours, see if that, see how that might work for us. Hopefully it doesn't take too much away from everything. And then when I start getting to the end, I won't do it. I'll just kind of figure maybe a little bit during the middle, so, because I'm hoping you'll kind of see it just kind of grow up quickly with a little few shots coming in and showing some of this, which might end up being a blur. Like I said, I'm not sure. It's why I almost want to use a second camera, but then I'd have to set it up to use a memory card, and, which would be okay too, I guess. That was one thing I was having a problem with when I was doing it before, when I was trying before. I didn't have it hooked up to the computer, so everything was on the memory card and battery. And so I had to remember to charge up the batteries which I still do, but I've got one plugged in. My main camera's plugged in, so it's always got power, but the other one I have to change out the battery. But I haven't had to use the memory cards to do this. I just let the computer save it. So, kind of saves some time there and less confusion, keeping things in the right folders. Sometimes I can lose things amongst all the different folders I have in different places for different things, because I got videos for so many different things. I've got, band videos, Booga Box videos, and then just normal home videos of, kids and cats and grandkids and all that. So got to keep all that and to take all that into account. Almost, well, maybe I should do a little bit of the inlay of the, well, I'd have to get in 3 or 4 hours of it, I think, before I would be able to see if it was going to work or not, of the chessboard. But I was looking, and I think I need to get some more. I don't think I'm going to have enough bronze rings to do it. I thought I had enough, but when I was looking closer at it, I don't think I do. Silver is all fine, because those I'm making myself. And I'm using anodized bronze, not actual bronze, which I did think about doing. Maybe I should. Maybe I should go stainless steel and bronze. It'd just take more cleaning to keep them looking good. Stainless steel not so much, but bronze it'll kind of get the patina and cut discoloration. I do want it to be a little darker though. That's why I thought about doing anodized aluminum, just because it'll be this color bronze that I'm using in this, and so it's darker and it'll stay darker. Bronze, real bronze, when you get it, it's kind of lighter and you have to wait for it to age a little bit to get to the darker color. So you can manipulate that, I guess, but I'd rather it just be the same all the way through. It's always those things that I'm always debating on my head. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? What do I want to do? How do I want to do? Yeah, so a lot of times when I'm going to lay down at night, I'm still thinking about chainmail. What was I doing? How am I going to do this? Alright, what am I going to do next? I don't think there's a night that I haven't gone to sleep here in the last 3 or 4 weeks going, okay, what's the next project? I gotta think of this, and I'll think of something, and it's like, I gotta wait till tomorrow to check it out. Hopefully I'll remember. I should just put a notepad beside my bed table there, and so I can write down any of those things that I do think about. But then that might wake me up more. So I try to watch something I've seen 100,000 times, and it'll make my mind go numb. If it's too quiet, it'll just think even harder. If there's something there, some noise going on, it kind of listens to the noise and has less time to think on its own. Stuckos. Frosty eyes, cold beer. All that doubles in my ices. Frosty eyes. Back and forth between these two little boogers. this was the changeover row. Sometimes I had that many left to go to finish out this. I guess there's a little more than I thought. Nice blue. Blue. Nice. Blue. Well, I guess that looks about right. Hopefully my rings are counted properly. Uh-oh. Well, it looks like I'm still streaming, but my Facebook picture is locked up. So hopefully I can still see my movements over on YouTube stream and the Twitch stream. And the main camera's operating program is still working, but Facebook is not showing me a thing. Hopefully it's still streaming to Facebook. So if I'm missing anything and you're posting to Facebook, I have to apologize. If there's nothing there, I guess you wouldn't hear this. Giving it a quick look. And it looked like it, at least in my view, it showed that it locked up quite a bit of back. It looks like I was back over here still working. In the picture it's showing me. But yeah, it's not wanting to do anything good. Alright, there we go. We're kind of getting back to, let's see if I hit live now. I think it looks like it's back to live. Let me open it back up. Well, let's see, and I guess I'll just keep looking. If I've missed any messages on the Facebook side, sorry. Hopefully they'll pop up on me. I guess we'll just have to wait and see here. The other two look like they're going just fine, so we're going to continue, get this finished up. We're about done for the hour for today, so we probably could go a little bit longer. But, you know, it's a Saturday. You guys might have things to do, so I don't want to take up your whole day. We'll wait for another day to do that, right? Wait till one of the crazy days. Yeah, it looks like it's back to working. The others seem to be going okay. Well, I don't see any YouTube chat section anymore. It might just be covered up though. But I don't think I've had anybody view on the YouTubes yet. So if you're out there and you're watching this and you have an account with Twitch or YouTube, go ahead and go there and give us a like there too. More likes I can get on all the different platforms, the better. Just gets the name out there more with, you know, the trends. You know, and there's people watching, so maybe you might want to watch this too, type thing. That's how I find a lot of weird videos that I've seen on YouTubes and stuff. So I can use all the followers and likes I can get anywhere. Like I said, I'm trying to get up to 300 likes on the Facebook page, and we do a giveaway. Probably do several giveaways during a live stream. So get your friends to give it a like. They don't have to come all the time and check anything, you know, all of it out every day, but who knows? Some people that have never seen chainmail before like it and get interested in it. That's the other thing, you know. More people the merrier. Try to get my kids into it, but you know. The older one's got her own kids to worry about now. The younger ones, you know. She's played with it. Kind of dug it a little bit, but, you know. Too young for her, I guess. hoping maybe I can get the grandkids into it. I know Wyatt, when he was younger, he'd come down and spend some time watching me do it. I don't know if he'll want to continue. And as he gets older, it's been a little harder for him to watch here the past year with the pandemic. They didn't come over very often anymore, so. And I don't know. I know he's seen the stream a few times, I think. But I got several grandbabies that maybe will get into it. Who knows? We'll see what happens through the years. Hoping I can get at least one of them liking it. They all have stuff made from chainmail that I've made for them. Other than the new one, I haven't made anything for the new one yet. I need to get a little older to feel more comfortable with something for her. We'll see how that goes too over the next little bit. But hopefully though I can get one of them to like it. Kind of like I was trying to get my kids into RC racing. Couldn't get any of them into RC racing either. Thought for sure the boy would get into it and like it, but I think there's a lot more work into it than he was thinking there would be. Because there's quite a bit, maintenance you got to do to your cars all the time after a race night. And I'd still like to do some more. I just don't really have the time anymore to go doing it. I didn't skip one anywhere, did I? Why did I? I'm going to end up with one extra. Oh, okay, yeah, that's what I did. I did a double earlier, so I forgot to take that one out of the end. I didn't want to end on the blue. That's right. Like I said, I've been making slight adjustments in this while I've been working on it, while I'm going along. Well, that was the end of that row. Where are we at here? 57 minutes. Pretty much just about an hour. We got over a row done. We started mid-row of the row before. So we're going to go ahead and call it quits for today on the live stream anyway. Like I said, I will still continue to work on it. Kind of give it a... Will it all fit in camera? Almost. And like I said, it'll be much more come together once its gravity is taken over. I figure I might be able to show it almost on all in its entirety. It's just right off the camera there. But it'll come in smaller once I get that full good gravity stretch on it. Get some more in it where I can actually pull it. But I figure it's the end of the stream. I can cut this part out from the time lapse I'm going to do. And you can probably kind of make out what it is. Like I said, by Thursday I'll have more, know it's a portrait, so I'll have more of the forehead and eye area done. And if you can't figure it out by now, if you're in Kansas City, I'm sure you probably already know by now. But I hope you all have a good Saturday, rest of your Saturday, and thanks for stopping in, even if it was just real quick to say hi and see what's going on. Hope you all have a good rest of the day then. But we're going to go ahead and call this quits for tonight, and we'll be back on Monday with Medium Project Night, hopefully with some ties. And fallback, we'll be back to the Jelly Cube for another week, but I'm planning on picking out something tomorrow and getting it set up so that we're ready to go for Monday. But y'all have a good Saturday and a good end of your weekend. If I can get Mr. Mouse here to wake up. There we go. Alright. We'll see you on Monday night.